Thank you very much, Rick. Sorry about this, but as many of you know, we are hearing, sitting in the background, backing. Can you hear me?
Yes, Mr. Kesh, go ahead.
Yes, thank you very much. We are now backing the 5+1 negotiating teams, and when the instruction comes and things needs to be done, has to be done as the world peace and what we are striving for will come out of 5+1. And Keshe Foundation, with all its knowledge and might and power, is standing by, and when instruction comes or we have to do certain things to support teams in negotiations, we have to comply. New technologies, mankind become to understand the knowledge of the creator, and the knowledge of the creation is far, far beyond the understanding of the man. But in so many paths and directions, man can find these roads, man can find this knowledge, man can strive to understand it through his soul and then convert it into the knowledge of physicality. Here, we strive to create energy to survive. What about when we land through our soul in another dimension? Energy is abundant, but something else needs to be understood to exist, to enjoy the dimension and time. As I said, dimension and time is non-existence till the man, the fields of the creator, through his dimension, through his understanding, become physical, become part of that understanding of totality. The soul of the creator, which reflects through the soul of the man, will become one of the biggest enigmas to mankind. The soul and emotion. Mankind, the physical dimension and existence. Mankind, what he has created for itself as time. The creator is timeless. The life of the creator is timeless because it does not have that essence unless the created creates the slowness of his fields that in not the slowness to convert to creates that time. I'm in love with the lover, but I cannot show my love if I condition myself to where and how to show the love. Then I spend time on it to show it. And this is the dimension of the physicality. To show the love of the creator, I create time. Otherwise, I'm in time as same as the others. In this change, in this understanding, in this position, man will mature. Both in the dimension of the soul of physicality, both in the dimension of physical life. And then man will reflect, will understand to live through the light of what we call the soul of the man. Our planet does this. Why can't man do? Our planet is created from the essence of the fields of the sun. It does not kill to survive. It does not go and bash itself to the other planets to absorb their energies or other stars or whatever. It absorbs the energy of the light. In interacting with the energy and the fields of itself, absorbs the energy and what it needs for it to live. Between the earth and the sun is the size and the dimension of the emotion of the two in respect to each other. The way between the soul of the man and the soul of physicality of the man, within the gap of the brain of the man, we create the emotion of the man. There cannot be any more difference between the sun and the earth and the soul of the man and the soul of the physicality. When humanity matures enough to understand this, then maturity comes that it will not kill. It will receive the rays from the soul of the man to feed the physicality through the interaction of the fields without killing, without creating wars, without creating what we call changes which are not needed, as is not part of the process of the existence. Humanity has to understand to become that earth with the fields, that the interaction of its fields with the rays of the fields of his soul will give it the energy to exist in the dimension of physicality. Then man will not kill anywhere in the universe. Then man matures that the wars does not exist in trying to create life and maintain life. The pride of the man, the joy of the man will come out of the essence of understanding. The more he shares the knowledge and the beauty of the Creator, the more he can reflect and receive more. A cup, when it's full, cannot take a water, but when it overflows, can feed the others. Man should be the cup which is overflowing and is full, and he can continuously receive to give. And this, in essence, is the essence of the Creator and the creation. Now, put that cup in that fountain and become the feeder of the fountain directly into the cup. As the fountain feeds the cup overflows to fill in the pool, to keep a constant evolution and motion. We don't see that drops of the water which will drip from the fountain in the cup outside, in the fountain or in the cup. It only exists between the time when it leaves the fountain to the time when it lands in the cup. And then a collection of the totality of what that drop has added to the cup will overflow into the pool. And this is the truth about the creation. Our life is that drop, just enough to leave the fountain of the Creator and join back into the cup of another dimension, that itself become part of the totality, and then it joins into the bigger rivers of the pool. Now you understand, in essence, there was no time for the pool and there was no time for the cup. We created that time from the point of the separation from the fountain to the cup. And that's what the life of the man is, that drop. And how long it will take from it to leave the fountain of the creation and to rejoin back in another dimension. This is what we call time. In essence, the creation and the Creator has no time. It came from none and shall go back to none, as is the man who converts it to the point of the existence in the duration of his understanding in interaction with the physical dimension of this planet. Then we call that the life. Then in that lifespan, how much can be absorbed from the environment? If the fountain comes out at 2 degrees, and by the time when the drop hits the cup is 4 degrees, where that 2 has come from? Absorbing the energies of the environment, creating time and interacting with the environment is the time when that drop has elevated its knowledge till it reaches. And when it drops in that 4 degree as that added knowledge, that added information and energy, back to the cup, and every single drop which has been there before will benefit by it. This is how the man should be. That drop that as he learns from the knowledge, by the time he gets to the point of delivery, he shares instantaneously with everything and everyone. Man should become that drop of water in the essence of the thirst of the man. Thirsty to receive. And when you take one drop of water into the body of the man, every cell of the man feels the beauty of the water and the essence of his receiving his energy. As has been said many times before, how come you're thirsty and when you drink a cup, suddenly everything in your body stops and absorbs and enjoys the existence and receiving that energy from it? This is what the man has to be. And this is what the essence of the creation is. And enjoy that short time, that short span, that little time that you are from the drop separating from the fountain, which is the womb of the mother, till you land and you end up in the earth at the point of death. But in essence, there is no time, but your soul will exist in the water of the cup, and it become part of the totality. Now think, now understand, now be wise to enjoy the time and what you can absorb from the environment of your life that you can add to the others when you land in the cup. There was no time, that the time was created at the point of inception of the first molecules of the water to create that drop. And the time was created from the point of the fountain to the cup. And then the question comes, what are we fighting for? Why are we doing all these killings and mayhems for? Why have we chosen as the race of the man to create such a mayhem? And where shall it stop? But the question is, where did it begin to go wrong to get to this point? If we create the children of the man through the soul of the man, then the physicality of the man at every point knows that it receives everything it needs from it and shall not destroy or kill. When you're creating the dimension of physicality, you need the physicality to guarantee its survival. But when you create the sun by its essence, in interaction of its fields, will create that life. And because it's created out of, it will give it the essence of the fields of the creation and the energy it needs. This is why we have brought you to this point to understand that from now on, by the birth of Mitra, the whole cycle of creation will reverse for humanity and the rest of the universe, where every life will be created from the soul, the way the dimension of the creation of the Creator has created the sun, and then from interaction of the fields of itself with the environment in the womb of the mother will create the dimension of physicality. From the time to come, when you give birth to a child, you will see the soul first before the physicality. You feel the essence of the creation before you feel the physicality of the created. Mankind is for a very big surprise. Mitra shall be born in that direction and shall be all who born from it and exist at the time of his existence. The change of time. Instead of physicality feeding itself to being touched with the soul feeds the physicality, and the physicality does not need to destroy, to kill, to create that cycle of life. mankind will become very kind to itself through the understanding and operation of his soul. This is sacrosanct. This is important to us and to those who live around us and near us and through us. We will understand the pit of creation. We will understand the essence of creation. And then we understand the totality. Then we see how we have come to be in this dimension and direction. In understanding this, mankind will be kind to itself. Just 1 second, please.
Okay, I thought we could have a couple of moments of silence for giving from our souls to the negotiations happening in Vienna for world peace. So we can begin that and maybe carry that on for a few minutes until Mr. Keshe comes back.
Sorry about this. In position and time and understanding the totality, all of us will become wise to the new process of creation. We become wise to understand how our lives was created and how our lives shall be created. In understanding this, we all become mature to the time, the place, and position. We become wise to understand that our lives is part of the life of the Creator. We become the totality. We become part of understanding what the reality is and shall be in the essence of the creation. And then when mankind reaches this point, then it becomes essential for all of us to understand the process, to understand how we have become so redundant in understanding the totality. Maybe in a coming time, some of our people, what we call totality of their life, will become part of this life. And then we'll see how the humanity will progress to understand the essence of the creation, to become, to live within the structure of the creation. And then maybe in the coming time, humanity will become to understand how life has come to be. And then there is one question. How much of the life have I understood? How much of the and what happens to the point that when we become aware of it, and then we become part of it, then we have to understand we have no choice. We have to bear the burden of being our soul and the soul of physicality to work, to be able to live, to be able to survive, to be able to be part of the cycle of the creation. The birth of Mitra is the point of reference. The birth of Mitra on 21st of December is what we call the pinnacle point of the change for humanity and the race of the man. We have celebrated the birth of Mitra for thousands of years. In Christianity, we changed the date from 21st to 24th and 25th to suit, but be close enough to. In understanding this, mankind has no choice but to elevate itself and this, what we call the citizens of this planet, to understand the change to come, for them to be elevated, for them to live, for them to be part of, for them to elevate in the dimension of the soul of man. How far and how much shall we extend the knowledge of the soul of the man will depend on all the humanity. The burden of the elevation becomes the responsibility of all, and the level of elevation will depend on how all will elevate together. When that drop falls in the cup, all receive the same energy. When you drink that sip of water, every cell of the body of the man will feel the satisfaction of satisfying the thirst. The thirst has to come from the knowledge of what we call the creator and the creation, and not in the dimension of physicality and the matter of the man, where even that is needed. But man has to understand the separation and the totality between all. The truth and the knowledge is the same. It all depends according to the intelligence of the man, the body understands of it, and how much he wants to be the part of it. The time to come, humanity will receive the knowledge from the source through his soul. But he has to understand the change of time, the change of position, the change of understanding, and the change to what humanity will expect for all of us. Just 1 second, please. In understanding the totality will become part of it becomes crucial for knowledge seekers to strive to understand. Somebody's microphone is open.
Mr. Keshe, I open my mic too. We're occasionally losing a word or two of what you're saying, like a bandwidth issue there. I'm just wondering if they can make any adjustments, or is that just the way it is for today?
Can you hear better now? Can you?
Not sure. It only happens occasionally that we just lose a word. It sounds more like a bandwidth issue than a microphone issue. So I'm not sure if it's your position.
We are in this. Is our position. It'll be like this. We try to ratify it by next week. We are we are standing by, and we are part of the, as I said, supporting we are here to what we call support the negotiations in the background. So things come in, and we have to get different phones ringing and taking bandwidth up.
Okay, if it's a critical word that we're missing, then I'll try to ask you to repeat it, perhaps. But otherwise, we'll just carry on. Thank you. Yeah, if both of us remember. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. In understanding the totality, mankind needs to understand the reality of life. Not fictitious the way we've been told and been frightened of. The day of judgment, when we go to hell, when we do this and that will happen. We have to understand the life of the man is a progressive process. And according to the direction and dimension it takes, it will dictate the dimension of the progress, the stage, and the understanding of the totality. The enhancement units, as we said before, are not there to help you with the cancer, are not there to help you with your Alzheimer's. But in a way, at the beginning, many of you will use it because you want to get rid of the pains of the physicality. But as you use these systems, you start becoming more and more aware of the work of your soul, aware of how to be in touch with and to see it. When you feel the existence of your soul, is like when the first time you hold your child in your hand. You appreciate his beauty, and then you start to match yourself that he falls with the pattern of his sleep. Why he cries and he wakes up to enjoy the time with. And it's the essence of the enhancement units, to bring you to that point, to give life and birth to your soul in the physicality of dimension of you, that you understand the beauty of your creator. In essence, what we put to enhance is not to enhance your body, but is to enhance your soul in every dimension and foundation of the work that you see as beauty. In a way, you gave life in a dimension of physicality to the soul, and the soul has been there hidden, but you work through it, and because of it, now with the enhancement unit, we elevate the condition that you enjoy the beauty of your soul. You see it, you feel it. And then as you adopted your child coming from you, you will understand this is another child which is the feeder of you, the creator of you in the essence of the collection, where your physical dimension led to its creation. These enhancement units are in that part, in essence, for understanding the totality, in essence, for being there to be able to see the elevation of the understanding between your soul and your physicality. Very recently, I watched and I saw that elevation with one knowledge seeker. The instant he entered the environment of the unit. And it was amazing to see how fast the soul of the man reaches the soul of physicality. But you have to be wise to capture it. You have to be wise to understand it. And you have to be wise to see it the way it wants you to see it, not the way you want to see it. You feel the emotion. And that is the touch where the soul of the man reaches the soul of physicality. In time of being in these systems, you gradually become graduates to understand, to live to the dimension of the soul. When you enter these systems, you understand different attributes of your soul, and then you become aware of the true essence of the creation. In a way, these systems is the gift from the knowledge of Mitra to mankind. And in time, she shall show you how to. She will guide you in where to. And she will manifest to you the beauty of the light of the Creator. I am servant to her. And in so many ways, the beauty of her existence will bring us the kindness of the way that the love of the Creator manifests itself within Mitra. Soon you will understand the true essence of love, not in the dimension of the physicality of the man, but in the dimension of the love of the Creator. We have to create the condition that this love for those who cannot manifest themselves in the dimension of is given the condition that it can grow on its own. Sometimes it might look harsh, sometimes it might bring joy, but the totality of life for man will become to be that part. Many times in the coming time, when we are in the presence of Mitra, we will see that light. We will enjoy her existence and her presence. As I always said, I'm servant to her service. And in time will bring us joy and educate many of us to be with understanding of totality. I hope today's teaching brought you an insight in what to come and what it needs to be done, and it clarified many things that you never knew that in time and existence in the dimension of physicality. If you like to go for a break, Rick, and we come back after the break. You got to realize that we are here on standby to the negotiations, and every now and then from now on during the negotiations, if we get a call, we have to break in that the advice needed to be given, or we receive the information that we have how to help us, as it happened this morning during the teaching. The elevation of the soul of the members of the negotiated team is part of the work of the Keshe Foundation Universal Council.
Couldn't hear the last couple of words there, Mr. Keshe.
Thank you very much. If you like to go through a break, and then we come back.
Okay, I thought I'd play the video A New Tomorrow that features your voice, Mr. Keshe, and anything else, maybe another ad or two, about 10 minutes for this break.
No problem.
Okay, thank you. So we'll take another interlude here and be back in about 10 minutes. This video called A New Tomorrow is an excerpt from one of the Knowledge Seekers workshops. And we'll listen to that first. It's about 7 minutes.
In the world of creation, we had the two extremes, except in the case of the Creator and Mitra, where we could never bring the functionality of the soul within the functionality of physicality. We had the physicality hidden within the soul, or soul within the physicality, or in conjunction of the two, one would never have the understanding of the totality, where we could transit but exist in both directions. With the new cycle, this is what Einstein said: when you turn one atom, the other atom changes. This new dimension will blow that field which commonly exists between all the cells of the universe into that position, which means all the created things, as a gift from the Creator in a way, become able to transmute between the two dimensions. There's a reason for this, and it's taken a long time for it to be done, and it has reached its pinnacle, and it will be completed. It's already in the process of being completed. Was to take from the essence of the soul of every created things of the time, beginning of time, an essence of the creation of the soul or the center, and create a new creature which carries all the essence of the created in the new soul, which can with it go from the soul of the creator to the soul of physicality of Mitra. This is what the whole knowledge is. The creator is the universe, and Mitra the dimension of physicality and its behavior towards the dimension of physicality. And with a new system, every creature in the universe will have the understanding of the capability to transmute between the two. This has a lot of implication for all races in the universe, because now they all become the same. In the coming time, we will see even change in the position of galaxies, position of universes. Many systems will move due to the changes which has been brought. Man doesn't have that knowledge as such to monitor, but we'll have the knowledge to see, we'll have the time to see that with the new fields, as we call it, a lot of things will move in the right position to keep that ability to change between the two. That you don't need to kill to keep the physicality going, you don't need to steal. And the soul does not need to be engaged or to escape, to be out on its own, to be able to confirm its existence. And this this process will complete very soon. That the whole of universal community will be able to have the benefit of the two, both in the dimension of energy or matter, which never existed. When we released the soul, we had to get rid of the physicality. You call it death. When we brought the soul, you had to give it the physicality, and you go through the dimension of the birth, and then you have the whole commotion of bringing the two. With a new system, both soul and the soul of physicality work together in the existence of dimension. We expect a massive change in the physical characteristics of human race in the coming century, because we change into the emotion of the physicality. The way, as I said many times, but many never understood, Indians and Pakistanis were the same, till one chose to take different kind of energy in the other one, and we see change of the feature. Now, with the balance between the soul of the man and the soul of physicality of man, many of us will change feature, without a shadow of a doubt. Man will change the faces of anger, man will change the faces of hate, man will change the face of warmongering, because we get satisfied in the fields of it. And this is part of what will be and what has already started, and the completion of will be the birth of Mitra. Physical condition of birth of Mitra in a physical dimension, not in myths. And then we have the soul of the creator, which the two will complete the cycle. And then, as I said very recently to one of my listeners, then we'll see if Adam will eat from the apple of love and giving it. And then we'll see how humanity will change. And the whole creation will change. We are at the verge of that change. Much, much closer than anybody could think of, not only a human race.